Wow.
Right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Bob, have you heard anything from Fort Hunter Liggett?
No. Um, so yeah, let me give you a little report on Fort Hunter Liggett because Alan and I are starting to get, I guess the best way to put it is we're starting to get stressed. Um, just by way of update to everybody, there is a fire situation on the top of that mountain. If you, when you're up there, it's like all dirt and rock, and you'd think, well, what's going to burn? Um, right at the fence line and inside the military fenced compound is a very, very heavy growth of manzanita brush, right up to and against the walls of the building. The building is concrete block and it's got some kind of a metal roof on it. And every building of that structure that has ever been on the top of a mountain that has had any kind of fire burn up to it or around it or whatever has turned into a gigantic equipment oven.
Hmm.
The building, Fort Hunter Liggett is absolutely correct. The building will not burn. They are right. It will not burn. It will destroy everything inside it and around it. And the major concern that Alan and I have, and that he's trying to work it from the fire angle, and I'm trying to work it from the um, radio side, is that the manzanita has grown over the top of two 8 to 9 foot long propane tanks. And they've already had one fire down there that's one ridge right over from where this site is, that could very easily have burned down that way. And if that manzanita goes up, those tanks will most likely overheat and start venting, and the vent plume will probably catch fire. The tanks most likely will not explode, but they'll basically turn into a big gigantic blowtorch.
Hmm.
Um, one of the backup generators up there is grown over on one end by the manzanita. Um, and what we would start to lose would be all of the coax runs that come out of the side of the building. So Alan and I are trying our best to get somebody because it's all controlled by the military, and
Hmm.
you don't go up there unless to inside that compound, let alone inside the building, unless you have military escort because of the equipment that they have inside there. Why they don't seem to be concerned about it, we cannot get anybody to say. Um, the Cal Fire cannot send, they don't have any crews that they can send up there, and they don't have any, convict labor that can go up there and do it anymore. They
Yeah,
can't
they're
go
all,
inside, and they can't go inside the compound. So, unless Fort Hunter Liggett authorizes it.
yeah.
So, what we are currently trying to do is we are currently trying to reach the base commander. And we are in the process of writing a snail mail letter with photographs and addressing it to Fort Hunter Liggett base commander and sending it by registered mail and see if we can get it to him that way. We don't
Yeah.
know any other option. I mean, we've already talked about the option of driving down there to the post and going in and asking for a meeting with the guy.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously it's a military base, and I do know that right now they're having a lot of heavy training going on down there. And we wouldn't get past the guard shack
Yeah.
without earlier, initial authorization to be there.
Mhm.
So, Bob,
So, yes, go ahead, Karen.
I'm sorry. Have you thought about reaching out to Leon or Jimmy Panetta's office, bringing it to the staff's attention there, and then they can, come down from that?
They that avenue has been considered, but at this point, we're trying to keep um, the legislative types out of it.
Okay.
We're trying to keep this as low key as possible. Um, eh, eh, you know, um, there's manpower to go, and we're not talking a huge
Mm-mm.
amount of brush. There is manpower willing to go up there and go in and hack the brush out and clear it from the tanks and stuff. I mean, you're talking about something that would take probably one day. That's it. Boom, done.
Mhm.
But we can't seem to impress on everybody the urgency to do that. And the military stands to lose a lot of their security equipment that's up there, if it were to go. Um, there's two commercial radio station transmitters in there which provide emergency notifications to the Lockwood area. Um, Monterey County Office of Education has a communication system in there for all of the schools and stuff in the lower end of Monterey County. Um, NOAA has some relay equipment in there. And there is one other amateur radio system in there. I'm blanking on his name, but his UHF stuff is in there. And then there's the sealed room that has all of the military stuff in it.
Mm.
So, if a fire decides to head up that way, there is a serious amount of loss that could be there.
Yeah.
So we're working the issue. We keep poking them, trying to look, guys. Hey, we got to do something. I know that Alan and I are going to focus on again trying to reestablish some contacts this week. Pat Moore is
Mhm.
from the background of OES, is trying to figure out how we can make an OES related contact to them. So we're trying everything we can that route before we try and bring the politicians into it.
Yeah.
And, for obvious reasons, we just really don't want to do that if we don't have to.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's the status of Hunter Liggett right now. I mean, when you saw that fire that happened down there at the campground, that was pretty scary because
Yeah.
it's not far to go from that campground to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah. I was keeping an eye. I have that Watch Duty app, and so I was
yes,
watching it with that.
the
And
cameras.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, good.
So that is the status of Williams Hill.
All right. Um, yeah, and then well, I had just sent a email this last week to Devon, who's our new contact at emergency management, and I'm pretty sure. Well, I didn't receive anything back because I'm sure they've got a activation already for assisting with the fire, so they're going to be busy for a while.
Oh,
Um,
speaking of OES, I don't know whether you are aware of this or not, but there was a young guy who came into Monterey County OES from, I think, was Southern California, right when Pat Moore left or was leaving.
yeah, that was Justin Lin.
Well, according to Pat, the guy who came in that was apparently breaking everything that he touched, is no longer there.
Right.
He is in Sunnyvale in their OES.
Well, I heard went to Cupertino.
Okay,
Yeah,
excuse me,
Yeah,
Cupertino.
yeah,
Yeah,
I heard Cupertino too.
Bay
yeah,
Area. Yeah. So anyway, Pat just said so he's moved on and he's now in Cupertino,
yeah,
and now we're trying to deal with that. So whatever
yeah,
that meant, I don't know. But I
yeah,
just thought you'd like to know that he has moved on.
yeah. Devon, he's our new contact, and he's familiar with radios and also GIS is that's my background. So uh, he sounds really uh, energetic and willing to help us out. So
Well,
uh,
with that comment, Pat, I was on a call with Pat very early this past week
okay,
about the 400 Liggett thing, and
yeah,
we got to talking about OES, and that's when he told me that there was a new guy in there and stuff. And Pat's, if you were here, he would probably say this, but Pat's recommendation is to get in touch with this new guy at OES as soon as possible
yeah,
and impress on them that you need to get into the building and see where the equipment is and in what condition it's in.
yep.
Um,
And
I
that's
know
actually
Pat's very
I've already been in contact with him
okay.
before, and so Justin Lin had sent a introduction email between us. So I did make contact with him, and I because I had a folder on Dropbox that I have a lot of our documents on, so I shared that to him, and so he was appreciative of that because it'll give him some background of what we've been up to. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of my email. That's one of the next things I'm going to talk about is what I
Okay.
put on there. Because the last time we were in there, and actually I was in there with Jim Tripp, we went in and did a inventory of all of our equipment. That was 2022, I think it was.
Wow.
And so and then so we went through and inventoried everything, made sure there was one thing I noticed, and I took photographs of everything too. So one thing I noticed that wasn't on there was there was a TNC that didn't get on the list, but I've got that documented now. So, um, but yeah, there's several, in the email I told them about the radios. One of them we probably don't need to use, but there's the rest of them we will. There's two dual band radios, and they need to be updated with our latest band plan. And that's what I've been trying to get in there to do that. Uh, the other thing is that we have an ICOM 706 HF radio that when Ron Short was here before, around that time, also, he was here, I think he left about, 2018 or so. But he was doing, that was when we replaced the uh, HF antenna on the roof, him and I. And then he noticed that the HF radio, it would receive fine, but it wouldn't transmit. So that's when I went out and purchased another radio. I'm keeping that one, by the way. But that's going to have to be replaced. And so once we get in there, and so then yet some of the other things I was talking to him about. Oh, and then after that, they were talking about they had a plan to they have a right be on one side of the wall of the radio room. There is a large room that they use for storage. Well, they had plans to uh, put a door in from the logistics section side and create a conference room out of that supply room, and then have another door out in the hallway, and then uh, we were going to have our radios on carts in that conference room. But that construction or upgrade didn't happen. So one of the things I was over there for after that, when they were in the planning stage of that, they were well, they wanted to have the coax connections moved over to that side of the wall. So I was there with a couple of the radio shop guys, and talking about it, and so, but I don't think that happened either.
Yeah,
So
that was something that Pat was kind of concerned about was do you even
yeah,
have access to the antennas anymore?
right. And
And
so
by the way, speaking of which, since they haven't been used in a long time, something that would be a good idea would be to get into those antennas, leads, and put an analyzer on each one of them and verify that the antennas actually look healthy.
yes, yeah, and yeah, and if we can't get in there, I just happen to know a guy that's the radio shop manager now. And so I can put a bug in his ear to have them checked out for us.
Right, right.
Because there's four antennas on the tower, and I believe there's another antenna on the roof. And then we have um, the HF antenna, which is a wire strung, what do they call it? Anyway, it's strung up on the roof and ends up in the tower. So so that's all there. And so yeah,
Gail, have you been there since they put up the prison fencing around the parking
no,
lot?
no. So that's what
So I don't know how you get into the place.
yeah. So now yeah, because they have you have to have a key card or whatever to get in the gate and all that stuff.
You mean to
So
get in the parking lot in front of the
yes,
building?
yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
gosh.
Well,
got
that was
prison fencing all the way around it.
yeah. So that was one concern probably about 15 years ago or more. Um,
Can I
that this
ask why did they do that?
well, the state recommended that because it's a well, one side's emergency management, the other side is the 911 center.
Right.
And so the state was concerned about security. And so a lot of their other facilities are all gated off. And so that was kind of on a to-do list, and they finally
Wow.
did it during COVID.
Yeah.
So so let's see. Yeah, so it's just a matter of trying to get in there and getting things kind of reset up. So I don't, I'm just the main reason for the email was for just getting a status of where we're at and see
Yep.
what's there and what's not, and
Right.
then from there we can move on, try to get access to the radios, even if I just have to pick them up and then reprogram them at home and all that stuff. But I said I could either come there or I could just pick them up or whatever. So
Well,
so I'm
something else for you to pass on to OES there that um, the FPRA tech group is working on. You right now, when Pat was there, we had a ham radio operator in OES, so
yes,
they could talk up to the repeater and down to Hunter Liggett, and that's not the case now.
right.
Um, so one of the things that we've been working on for some time, and I know Liam is still working on it, we are attempting to set up a way, and it will probably be a link on a website that anybody in OES there will be able to click on, and they will be able to listen to the traffic on the Fremont Peak Williams Hill system. So if somebody's calling them, at least they will be able to listen in and hear it if
Yes,
it
yeah,
comes down to that.
yeah,
So that is in the works. We haven't
okay,
figured out how we're going to lash everything together yet up there.
yeah,
But that there are some other ways that we may look at. So
yeah,
that's coming.
yeah, that'd be good. So, and the other thing I was trying to do, I guess it was back in April, I had sent out an email to get people, to get members to volunteer to be activated. And so most of our members are mainly ARES sides, but we needed the RACES or Oxcom side to be able to be activated. And so I had sent out, I got a few emails back, and Bill was one here, and I believe Jim too, right? Jim wanted to be activated if we got to that point. And
Oh,
so I didn't keep track of who actually volunteered. And so I had to go back through my email and find everybody. So I've got, at this point, I've got myself, Jim Tripp, Liam, Bill, and Martin or Marty. And so at this point, and so that'll get us enough operators to start something up, and then we rotate out as we need to. But and let's see, what else do I have? Anybody have any questions or anything at this point? No? Okay. Oh, and then Karen, did you get the documents I sent you?
Yeah, I actually saw them when you first sent them. And I think I replied, I had a couple of questions about it, but
Okay.
let's see. Um, oh yeah, you said one of the things there was a quorum, you need a third of the membership. How many members do you have right now?
Oh
I mean,
boy.
that was one of my questions. And the other one was in section 2, the disposition of assets donated to a nonprofit. But could you maybe kind of steer that towards a radio related nonprofit or
Oh
something,
yeah, that was in our bylaws, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Constitution and bylaws. Yeah.
yeah. So usually, well, that see, we're not there yet. We're
Okay.
not a nonprofit yet. So that would pertain when you're a nonprofit, then you have to, if any assets you have, you're going to give up, then you have to donate it to another nonprofit.
Hmm.
So we'd have to donate it to another radio club or whatever.
Hmm.
So that's where that is. But we're not there yet. So we're still, it was kind of written to become a nonprofit. So it would, and so I got to go back through and try to make sure there's everything right for becoming a nonprofit, because things change over the years. And so I just want to make sure we have everything covered under there before we become a nonprofit. So,
Okay. I also did read your training documents and whatnot. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
Um, and I noticed, Jim, you were out they let you in Laguna Seca.
yeah.
So they're taking volunteers again?
Well, you weren't here at the beginning. Tim gave a rundown of what the status is.
Okay.
And I love his assessment was, he says, if we were like an NFL team, our status is we're in the building.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Not much else.
That's yeah. So I was surprised to see that.
We, just asking for liquid refreshments, so that when we're there,
Yeah.
Thank
was a
you for that.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up taking care of that myself yesterday, and I think we got enough liquid refreshments now to last the rest of the season.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I heard you got
Yeah.
a call for toilet paper too.
Yeah, there was a call for toilet paper, but we don't have any of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
Yeah,
all I have.
handling real emergencies.
Yeah, that's right. That's all I have at this point. Um, I know there's a lot of other things going on, but anybody have any other questions or concerns at this point? And yeah, I guess we'll keep going with, and I'll bring that up with Devon once I get a response from here about Fort Hunter Liggett. And then
Yeah.
actually, I'll put that down here too.
Oh, why don't you invite him to these Zoom meetings? See if we can get him to join us.
Uh,
Gail,
what was
Gail,
that? What was that, Tim?
is is Ivana he or she?
He.
He. Okay.
Yeah.
I know one of each, so I was just curious.
Okay. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
think he said she.
and typically he might be up to it, but since it's a weekend, he doesn't get paid for that. So, but I don't, we'll see.
My wife's name is Lovan, and we have a granddaughter named Devon. So put the two together, and you got that name.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have. And so I'm just going to keep moving forward here and try to get stuff accomplished as much as we can. And then if I need any help, I'll be sure to let you know. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I do have a brief update on Fremont Peak and a request. Um, so we're working on an offer from KSBW. We've always been under the assumption that the AC power outlet in the room where all of the repeater equipment is located is on their backup power.
Right.
And they, oh, probably now about a year ago, added this room size UPS. And so we thought, oh, well, okay, we're now on UPS and their generator. That is not true. So we found
Okay.
out because we had a UPS up there in our rack and the batteries were stone dead, shot.
Oh.
And we started talking amongst our tech group and said, how can that be? I mean, we replaced the batteries in there and now they were at they're 12-volt batteries and they were at 8 volts. Okay, they're dead. So I talked with Abraham, chief engineer at KSBW, and the answer to the question is while the outlets in that storage room where all the radio equipment is located is on their diesel generator, everything inside the walls of the building are powered by the generator if the system says the generator needs to come up. So there can be, times when you'll sit there and it won't be powered up yet because their equipment is running on the UPS. So he did make us an offer, and this is where I'm getting to asking the question. or the request. He said, so everything in their control room is on that UPS, which is backed up by the generator. He says, so, you're more than welcome to connect up to the UPS. And so I asked him, I said, how do you suggest we go about doing this? He says, well, just get some wire and run it through the raceway up above, and then you can go into our control room and plug in anywhere you want. So the good news is that KSBW has given us authorization to take power for all of the radio equipment from an outlet in their control room. The bad news is we need wire. So my request is if anybody has any connections to or has any way of figuring out how to come up with some 12-3 SO type power cable, we need round numbers, we need 100 feet of it so we can run a cable over into their control room. I mean, I know right where the outlets are we would plug into and where the breakers are for that matter. And I have the remote breaker panel and outlets all made up. It's all sitting on my bench out here that we'll be able to mount on our rack, and we'll just drop the power right down, and then we will be on their UPS power. So
Uh,
we need to come up with round numbers, 100 feet of 12-3 type SO power cable. So if
okay,
anybody's got any friends that are electricians, supply houses, whatever you can find, that's what we need to come up with. And we
okay,
will run it through the cable raceway up above the ceiling there, or on the ceiling area, and pass it through just like we did our Cat 5 cable, which by the way is now active. They plugged us in.
oh,
So
good,
we now have a 250, 300 and something megabit per second up and down Cat 5 internet cable hanging at our rack that is live. Whatever we want to do with it, we can do it.
oh, good,
So
good,
if you can think of anything that MC ARES would like to see active up there, submit the idea.
okay. All righty. Sounds good. I'll check her. I know a couple electricians. I'll
Yeah.
see
I
if
mean,
they
right
have anything.
now, I'm guessing we could do with a little less than that, but we're going to have to run around some corners
Oh yeah.
and then not just into their room. Where we have to run is literally over to the far side of it and then down to the outlet. So
Yeah.
um, I'm rounding it up to 100 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Anybody have anything else? No?
Heather Lee, your hair's a lot shorter.
It's the group's account. What can I say? I set it up as Tim, and then Zoom switched this back to Heatherly again. I don't get it.
So you guys aren't working this today?
We're not today. Yeah, we worked Thursday.
Okay.
You've had
Okay.
enough of the $1 million cars?
I was driving through a fleet of Ferraris on the way to Monterey
Yeah.
and back. It was crazy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a Ferrari, it was a BMW high end. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what a shame.
If you get anywhere near Monterey, you'll see all kinds of strange cars on the
Oh
road.
yeah.
By the way, was it last year or year before last, the grand champion at the concourse? I forgot what it was, some old thing that was like, oh crud, did they say something like $3 million or something this
Mhm.
car was valued at or whatever? In Pajaro, of all places, There's a cold storage warehouse down there as you go through Pajaro. They were storing it in the warehouse down there, so it was out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I looked over there and I said, "This is Pajaro. That's the Grand Champion. What is it doing over there?" And there was a big car carrier that was backing in to pick it up to haul it somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you,
That's good.
you never know where you'll find an expensive car like that.
That's right. Well, good. So that's all I
Oh,
have. So,
Gail, Gail, I
yes.
did have a suggestion.
Okay.
If he doesn't want to work on a Saturday, you can always have Devin send him the video of the replay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we have it accessed on our website. So
Right.
the
Well,
link.
pointing
Yeah.
to it doesn't hurt.
Yes. Right.
Send him the link directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, by the
Yes.
way, two things. One, Starlink is having a massive discount sale on their minis.
Yes.
Like what I for 16 something for to buy the hardware, a mini. And when we just came back from Yosemite camping up there, I went on to Wi-Fi and looked clear up in the north end of the campgrounds up there. I counted 38 Wi-Fi signals. Okay. And 3 of them were unlocked.
Oh boy, take your
So,
pick.
okay. So that's number one. Poof.
I
Number
think it
2
was
went away.
I think it was down to 199.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the
Yeah.
way, when we did the Condor Gravel Challenge out here, our just San Benito Aries brought 4 Starlings out, so
Yeah.
and 3 portables and one main. So it's showing up all over the place, that's for sure.
Yes.
And I was just told our new sheriff's department got new Motorola radios, and apparently they have Starlink linking capability too. So
Wow.
when they're out in the boonies, they could actually still talk even without repeater range.
That's good.
And
Good.
how
Crazy
much
stuff.
per radio?
I was told 5 to 7 grand, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have. So till next time. And if something comes up or as I get an update from Devon and stuff, then I'll pass it along. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, when I remember what it was that went poof, I'll email you.
Okay. All right. It'll
Welcome to the
magically
club.
appear.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Probably about 2 in the morning. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thanks for participating.